Hello YouTube, welcome to Emblem Craft, which was my entry into Marky Joe 1990's Don't Make Fire Emblem contest. Now the idea behind this contest was to use SRPG Studio to create something that is not Fire Emblem. And that can be interpreted a couple of different ways. The contest had stuff like a chess engine and a reversey engine and such. My thinking was to make it a strategy RPG that had Minecraft elements in it, and that's about as un-Fire Emblem as you can get, right? Anyways, it ended up not strictly looking like a Minecraft kind of game. Like, the intention was to add Minecraft elements to Fire Emblem, but that's, like, people have said that this actually resembles other strategy games that are not Minecraft or Fire Emblem, which means I've probably accomplished what I set out to do anyways. So, let's get going. I'm going to play through this on the normal difficulty. Now, difficulty levels, I sort of added these at the last minute because people were saying that it was taking a little while to do normal mode, so I added an easy mode to make it a little easier for them. I think the game gets its point across if you just play on easy mode, but we're going to do normal mode. So, you'll be asked to create a character by selecting a class. You can select any of these classes to start the game with. I think Mercenary is probably the best one, so I'm going to go with that, and you can put in a name as well. And something I also added very late in development were some randomly generated character names, but they're not much, so I won't be paying too much attention. They can be a little bit funny. Right, so the idea behind Emblem Craft is that you have fighters and soldiers. Now, the soldiers can actually mine out resources for you. So we can collect stone, and there's a bunch of tutorial stuff. I won't pay too much attention to that. And you can also mine out the gold from the map. The idea here is to mine out these resources and use them to make buildings. So I will collect some wood here with my fighters. The fighters get wood, and the miners get all of the minerals and stuff, the gold, the iron, the stone, things like that. And the mercenaries are the ones who build buildings. So I think there's enough room for a building right here. I'm gonna wait a little bit, actually. You don't want to get too crazy with the building right away. You can also pick flowers. These are healing items. So, oh, and you can also use the forts to get more units if you've got gold. I don't think we really... Actually, I think I'm going to get the transporter, because it's good to have at least one of those. They can access the convoy, and they are able to transport units very easily. Like, they've got very high movements for picking up and dropping units. Right, so after I collect this wood here... And we can also... there's a little bit of lag after every move, because that's just something that happens because of the Fog of War. The Fog of War plugin, it unfortunately generates a little bit of lag when you use it. So now that we've got the wood, we can actually use it to create a building, and we're going to just create a regular house to start us off. And the idea of the game, the goal is to build, I think it's 25 houses. Like, you can actually view all of this internal data. So yeah. This is the prosperity stat. You need to get it up to 30 in order to win on normal mode. You need 40 on hard and 20 on easy. But every time you build a building, that is +1 to your prosperity. So after I've built 25 houses, then I will have won the game. And that's how it all comes together. But we're not going to be able to win the game just by sticking to this tiny little area right here. So we are going to next use our stone to build a bridge. This is another thing the mercenary can do. I probably should have just renamed the classes to miners, woodcutters, and bridge builders, or just builders or whatever, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't thinking of that. I wanted to keep the Fire Emblem class names so people would understand it based on their Fire Emblem knowledge. Which means considering that the idea of the contest was to not make Fire Emblem, maybe that was not such a good idea, but whatever. So next we are going to build, I think we have enough to be able to build the armory. Yeah, definitely. So you gotta be careful where you build these buildings, because there's nothing stopping you from building on the edge of the river here and trapping your unit. So you gotta watch for that. Anyways... I think that's everybody. I have auto turn set to off because, you don't want auto turn. Oh, that's actually really fast. I should I should maybe not make the animations that fast. Where is it? Unit speed, normal. I had no idea it would affect the battle animation speed, I'm so sorry. But there's nothing really interesting about the animations in this SRPG Studio game. So getting back to what I was saying, there's going to be enemy units, of course. So we want to take them out before we start getting crazy with the building. So whenever you make a new unit, you can make new units out of these forts. And whenever you make one, they don't start with any equipment. So you have to actually go into the armory and purchase something for them. But before we do that, we are going to make a mage, because mages can do this thing called research. And what research does, it makes better items and equipment available at shops. So let's see here. Why don't I put a vendor here? Because, like, it's going to block off the house, but there's no real reason to go in the house unless you want to change the unit's class, which is a thing you can do. So we'll move up here. Whenever I would playtest this, I would normally just go off to the right here. I think a lot of players ended up going north to where there's probably a lot more enemies, like based on what I remember about making this. So what we're going to do is go off to the right here, because I think that's a lot safer. I usually just go off to the right, build a bridge here, go up, and go to the left to get these resources here. And the map is pretty big, so there's plenty of resources to try and get. And that's something that I think I actually managed to pull off rather well. You could actually go in... Oh, the animations are still really fast. I wonder what's going on there. Let's see, is this like part of the config or something? Auto turn skip. I don't think that's... Maybe that's what it is. Like, SRPG Studio still has like these really Englishy descriptions for everything. I think they just used a machine translation when they made the program and didn't like do anything. They didn't do any manual translations. It's all like Google translated stuff, which is not ideal, but whatever. Alright, so we are going to research weapons. Oh, I don't have iron. I guess I don't have enough iron. That's really crazy. Well, actually, is there iron? There's iron over here. So if we use the woodcutter to cut the tree, we can actually get past the tree and get to the iron. Of course, so we have to worry about the enemy units. So these odds are not that good, but I think I will take a chance on them. There's one hit, and there's the other hit. We got it. And yes, that is apparently what the option was. The option was called auto turn skip, and it's actually referring to the battle animations. I really don't understand that. Alright, so get rid of this guy. There's, of course, weapon triangle, which is probably too much of a Fire Emblem thing to include in the Don't Make Fire Emblem contest, but whatever. Alright, so I'm going to research weapons. And now when we go to the armory, we will see that there are now better items available. And that's the idea. You can, well, I'm still going to stick the iron sword because the steel sword is probably too heavy. Like, there's no weapon level or anything because I think researching is enough of a restriction on what items you're allowed to get. And you have to purchase them with gold anyways. So let's get a thief because I want to be able to see farther. Of course, the houses actually have vision on their doors. Like, these doors are actually destructible. So the enemy, like, that's another thing. You gotta protect these houses from the enemy because they can get damaged too. Just to make sure nobody gets frustrated while playing this, I made it possible to save any time at the start of a turn. There's no restriction on it, other than it must be the start of a turn, and you must not have moved any units to be able to use it. So I'm just gonna do like a save every now and again, so that I don't have to take too much time in case I like make a horrible mistake or something. Like building a bridge right here could be a terrible mistake. Can't really collect any resources here at the moment, so let's grab these woods. And time to get our thief going. Thieves can steal items, so they're also useful for that too. Let's get our mage something at the vendor. And of course you can research vendor items in order to make them better too. And there are all sorts of things you can like get if you research a lot. There are better bows for your archers, and that'll be important. Like, I don't think I can show off everything that I put into this in one playthrough. I did not select to build a building. I actually want a bridge. I must not have enough stone. Alright, so we have to wait until next turn for that. But, assuming there's no ranged attackers up here, we could build... What do I want to build? How about... I think houses also, enable you to recover your health a little bit, and there's no hand axes up here, so that's fine. Building there was a good idea. So we're going to pick up our thief with the convoy and get it moving over here so that I can scout out better, because there's a lot of space that needs scouting. I think I will not get any new units for the time being. You can actually build a new fort anywhere you want if you spend a little iron. So I can, well, first I'm going to get this stone so I can actually build the bridge. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up here and actually... Well, I don't have the iron for the fort right now. Iron must be a bigger bottleneck than I thought. So let's go up here. And, you know, I guess there's no shame in building the bridge right now, I suppose. Oh, that's a lot of axe fighters, though. So, can we drop our thief? We can't drop him on the mountain. That'd be too easy. Right, so I'll just put him here. You can see that by getting rid of all of the forests to get their resources, I've actually, I've actually removed my cover, because you could use the forest for cover before, I did not expect that, so I hope our thief is pretty dodgy. So let's go down here. Let's see, one of these guys must have a cure leaf. You do. And... yeah, let's just take his and use it. Cure leaves are going to be important, I think. Alright, so I'm going to try and show off every class. As soon as I get the fort going, I will build a... well, I will get an archer, because they have an actual interesting ability. And the mercenary that you start the game with has ambush. All of the player characters' classes have some interesting, stuff that they can do. Like the mercenary has ambush, for instance, but not a lot of them have anything too interesting. And I think my main character is actually about to bite the dust if he's not lucky with this next attack. Or several of them, in fact. Alright, so he's safe so far. Kind of regret making him speedy enough to double, but it's alright. He's safe for now. So let's go here. He started with a cure leaf, at least. So I should be able to get the iron on this next turn. Mages are pretty much one of the most powerful units because they are fast enough to double, and naturally magic damage is very, very good. These are all default assets. I was more focused on the gameplay than, having any sort of cool assets. You can also capture, just like back in Thracia 776. So that allows you to get some extra resources and save money on purchasing the weapons, because it's better to have the enemy's weapons than, ooh, I can actually double this guy. Wow. Go ahead. Swords are very inexpensive, so it's fine. Right, so there are also infinitely respawning zombies. That's how you know it's Minecraft, is because there's zombies. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Well, I think what I'm going to do is swap and trade that item over to myself, and I will get the flower, and I will trade that over to the thief and use it to heal. And I will probably want to pull this guy back, so I'm going to rescue. It's not a huge detriment to... oh, there's two swap commands. One for each unit here, because there's one that's been captured and one that's been rescued. That's kind of a little bit strange. But, we don't have enough for the forts. Oh, I didn't mine the iron yet, so that explains it. Going to clean out these enemies before I start building things. There's a lot of axe fighters over there, and that's very unlucky. Couldn't even kill him. Alright, so our thief is pretty dodgy, even without the weapon triangle advantage. Alright, so this is probably not good. All of my units are, like, focused down here. I'm gonna take a risk and do this. Oh, no, I missed. That's bad. Alright, so, I don't think those fighters are moving, so... you know, we might need to rely on a little bit more luck. But for the most part, the enemies are small fries. Just don't take on too much at once and be ready to miss on occasion. Right, that's that. Let's get the transporter back up here. Maybe he could serve as a distraction. That would be helpful. And scout out the further enemy here, if there's any. No, not yet. Alright, so I think the mage is going to come up here. You can also research skills, because the third building type is a library, which will allow you to trade levels for skills, which I thought was interesting. I wanted to make it cost something other than gold to learn skills, because honestly, the skills are not that helpful. Like, I couldn't really think of any interesting ways to make them more helpful, so let's get some better magic going here. So I decided to make them cost levels instead of gold. Because your gold is probably better spent on other important stuff. Alright, so I should probably save, because I haven't in a while. Let's use the mage to get rid of this guy. Leveling up the mage is probably gonna be good. Oh, I blocked off the space that I wanted to use for the new fort, though. Actually, why don't we put it here? Yeah, putting it here is probably safe. And these two are not moving, so if it is safe to, like, just walk up to them and attack... probably not. I can only take one hit, so I will use another Cure Leaf. So let's see. I can tell I'm going to need a couple of items from the vendor, so I'm going to use my convoy to go back and get them. Meanwhile, these guys are all mining more resources. Oh, there's an enemy I'm happy to spot before I have to fight him. Give me that. I'll use that to heal. Right, I should probably get around to building some more buildings, because we don't have a lot of them out there. I should also mention that every building that you build increases the maximum amount of units you're allowed to have. So it's important to build lots of buildings. So we pull back here and get rid of... Oh, you can't do it with an iron sword, huh? Can magic do it? Yes. Skip that, because I know what's happening, and this archer can go ahead and get killed. So... let's see here. I could let him just sit in the fort and heal some more, but I was actually going to show off a new unit type, so I'm going to make an archer. Now, archers have a couple of unique abilities, because I knew players weren't going to select them because everyone hates archers nowadays. Let's go ahead and get... let's get him, well, I don't want to get him a bow quite yet. I'm actually going to get a healing item. If we're going to make an alchemist. Alchemists are the healers of this game, so it's important to have at least one of them, I feel. Plus, they can do a couple of other stuff, too. I didn't want them to be just pure healers and have absolutely nothing else to do. So I will leave these two here. Go back and get this. And I think that's everything. So let's hope I can get rid of more of the enemies just to make it safe for everybody. Wow, archers are really weak, but this one is doubling. So that's interesting. Here comes the zombie rush. At least that's worth a lot of EXP. Alright, let's see. I forget if I made it so that you can just steal anything that you want off of these guys. So let's try stealing this. No, you cannot steal a steel axe. But you can take a bow. So yes, it does depend on the strength stat of the thief. It's like Path of Radiance, except you can steal equipped weapons. So I'm glad I remembered that. Oh, you missed on an 83, dude. I'm pretty sure I used the 2RN plugin thing that makes it, like, roll RNs like it's GBA Fire Emblem, but he doesn't even have any weapons on him, so I'm not sure why I'm spending time healing. Right. So let's get rid of this guy and eliminate him too. And now we can get our healer over there. Because it's pretty useful to have a transporter that can rescue units very, very quickly across the map. It only takes like 2 turns to get back into the fray up here. Alright, so I'm gonna need a soldier up here just to mine the resources up here and make room for buildings. Alright, so that's that. Now we can get some extra gold. I haven't really been paying attention to how much gold I have. Let's see here. Yeah, around 2,000 is pretty good. Oh, there's a sword guy over there. I didn't see that coming. Oh well, we should be totally safe. Let's just get this. I don't want to move in there too quickly. I'm gonna put my mage there. Oh, not enough iron for researching weapons. I guess iron was a bigger bottleneck than I expected. Maybe I just need 1 in order to research. Yeah, okay, that's good. Weapons are up to research level 3, which means we have some better bows in stock now. I think that's enough to get the bow I want. Let's see, I don't think it's time for another building right now. Well, actually, I could just build an armory right here. Yeah, that works. It should be safe. Let's get another mercenary, I suppose. Well, I probably should have gotten another soldier. This looks safe, so I'm just going to go ahead and collect that flour. I need fighters up there. I need fighters to, oh, nice dodge. That actually might have... Oh, he's gonna get killed. Oh well, we lost one. That's no biggie. He wasn't carrying anything important. Maybe I should have made it so that whenever somebody dies, all of their items go to the convoy. That might have been, something of a help. Alright, so now our thief has an actual weapon, which is good. No, how did you miss on a 91? Alright, I definitely left it on 1 RN. I think that's what I left it on. You don't want to lose too many units, though, because every time you lose a unit, it's like you've wasted the gold. Alright, get you up here. I want to block him off from being able to damage the house, because that's where they have to attack. Let's see, is it available now? No, we need to research weapons one more time, actually. So we're going to have to wait until we have a little more iron, I think. I don't think I have the ability to... Yeah, we need one more iron resource. Let's keep you here. I need to inch forward in order to make sure I don't get surprised. The vision range is actually a little bit farther than it was originally. I know Fog of War frustrates a lot of people, which is... I didn't want to make it too frustrating, but you know, sometimes enemies just pop out, and there's little to be done about it. Alright, so you can see that this is where the zombies spawn from. Can we steal lances? Nope, lance is too heavy. Wow, missed a 70. I guess 70 is reasonable enough to whiff on. There we go. That guy's gone. This is a little risky, but I'll go for it. And I got it. Right, so you may have noticed that a couple of the flowers are... Well, actually, I'm going to spend this turn healing. One of the things alchemists can do is that they can pick the poisonous flowers, because there are a couple of plants here that are poisonous. You don't want to touch those with anybody other than an alchemist. That's what an alchemist does in addition to healing. And they're gonna be healing for a little while, because apparently I cannot... Like, apparently my guys cannot dodge. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be a while before the archer can get his actual weapon that I want him to get. So instead I'm just going to carry him over to this horse, because horses are a thing in this game. You may have noticed that none of our units are mounted. So one thing you can do is... Should I just get the blade? Yeah, I'll get the blade. It's probably too bulky, but whatever. So one of the things that archers can do is that they can get horses onto your side, and then you can use the horses as if they were items to mount your units. And there are a couple of different horses, which are for different kinds of units. This one is a unicorn, which means it's for mages, which is going to be good because we have our mage nearby. So drop you there, and I guess basically trash this guy right here. And there are a couple of other kinds of wild animals, like that wolf up there, but you have to do something special with those. We don't have enough for weapons, do we? No, not quite yet. So go here, and this soldier is going to collect some of the stone. And let's see how that iron blade works out against this guy. Oh, he actually doubles with it. Crazy. Alright, so I know what to do. First use the healing. And go like this. I'm hoping for... Well, he dodged one, so I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do with him now is, because that iron blade might not turn out to be the most effective item in the game. So I think what I'm going to do is just trade this over. He'll hold on to it for now, and we'll get... Let's grab another thief, because I want to scout over here. Yeah, maybe he'll use the iron blade better. Now we can start mining out this iron, so now it's time to research those weapons again, because I'm pretty sure you need level 4 in order to get the item I want. It's been quite a while since I actually made this, because it took a while for the Don't Make Fire Emblem contest videos to actually come out. Mark must be a very busy man. Uh-oh. The convoys can be great distractions as well. They're a bit bulky. Alright, so now that the unicorn is in our inventory, the mage... It's going to take another turn, geez. The mage can come over there and mount it, which I think allows the mage to use staves. You should probably just start skipping some of these enemy phases. Turn 21, wow. Easy to lose yourself when you're playing this. Alright, so what you can do with the animals is that you can use this command called merge. You need a short bow for this. This is probably another flaw. There's no other way to do this without a short bow, because it's technically a capture command, and you have to be right next to the guy in order to capture him. Also, the animation is a little bit weird, because this game doesn't like one-ranged archers, but it allows you to transform, and now we have a wolf fighter. We merged with a wolf to create a wolf fighter who can use any of the 3 basic weapon types, but not bows. So that's interesting. I thought that was a really interesting idea, like using capturing in order to change your class. So I thought, yeah, I should totally do that. So I very quickly gathered up the sprites necessary to make it. Alright, so things have been a little bit... Alright, so I did a little bit of resource mining and building. Alright, so the combat part of it is more or less gotten out of the way for now. I've been doing a little bit more building. We are up to 15 prosperity, which means we are halfway to the goal. So let's do something interesting and charge right into the fray by advancing all the way up to this forest tile haphazardly. Oh look, I missed an enemy along the way. I'm glad I didn't run into him. That would have ended my turn immediately. Alright, so our wolf fighter is able to use axes, so I gave him that silver axe and hammer that we found, and that is a nice fluid animation, by the way. That's not mine, it is actually something that a Japanese user of this software made. And it's really, really good. He's good at making, like, RTP-like animations, and making them come out real smooth and stuff. Alright, so I want to scout out this area. Not much to it, it looks like. I've got another archer here because I found the second of the 4 horses in this area. And meanwhile, I'm just chiseling away at the resources, collecting them, and then building things in their place. Also grabbing all of the flowers. Gotta still be careful where you build, not only because you could trap yourself, but also because the if you want to like build as many houses as possible, you've really got to who is he carrying? Is it possible to see that? I forget how. Either way, if you want to be able to build the most amount of houses, you've got to be careful with their placement as well. Alrighty, so next turn. I'm going to save after this turn because I don't want to lose a bunch of progress. 25 turns. I'm kind of curious what the minimum turn count would be for something like this. Might be interesting. Time to get to building. Here, get this, and we can build here. Our little town is actually really shaping up at this point, which is pretty cool to see. Although I've blocked off these guys from going up this way, so they actually have to go around. There's a flying mount on this map somewhere, but I rarely ever find it because you actually have to venture deep into the area. Alright, so that's a horse for general units, like mercenaries and soldiers. Fighters can't use it for some reason. I wonder why I decided that. Well, maybe it's because the mounted version is just a cavalier. Right, so that archer might do something annoying, so I'm going to pull my archer out for now. This convoy sprite is totally custom made by me, by the way. So is the battle animation, but I don't think there is... Well, yeah, there is an animation for it. It's just a single frame animation because transporters don't attack. Alright, so there are some enemies up ahead. And yeah, these enemies here actually have the ability to inflict a status effect that will prevent you from healing. And there's only one way to cure it, and that is by getting the alchemist to this flower here. Because he will make the potion that will allow you to cure that status effect. Probably really annoying, but that was very deep into the map, so I was perfectly alright with putting something dangerous all the way out there. Alright, let's see if these guys can stop the Mage Knight here. Or the Enchanter, rather. That's what the class is called. The Mage is just a really good unit. There's no way to get rid of the chest. Actually, I just realized that. There's no way to get rid of the chest, so you're not going to be able to build anything here, because there's just this giant chest in the way. Oh. And there's the second wild animal. It's a cat. And there's also a... This is the flying mount I was talking about. It's a griffin for some reason. I asked someone why it's griffins in SRPG Studio instead of Pegasus Knights, and I think that's because... Well, they said it was because Nintendo had actually copyrighted Pegasus Knights, which is really, really... Like, I don't think that would ever hold up in court if they were taken up to court over it, because the Pegasus is itself, like, a mythological animal. Like, if anyone would be trying to copyright claim Pegasus, it would be, like, somebody from WoW. Somebody who missed 2 times with an 84% chance. That's who would do it. Oh, my steel sword actually broke. What do you know? Alright, so I guess since you're no longer useful without your weapon, just trap yourself in a building. Yeah, that's how it's done. Yeah, that is a legit way of closing down the map when you're almost done. Just trap yourself. Just be careful not to do it when you still have plenty of map left to go. Alright, so I just need 2 more houses in order to finish the map. Yeah, I'm 2 prosperity away, so we'll build one of them here. And then the last one can go right here. So let's end our turn here. And it's gonna be weird to have the castle in the very, like, smack dab center of the town like this, but, oh, do we actually not have enough for anything right now? Oh, we don't have enough for any of this stuff. Uh-oh. What do we do? Now we probably just build a fighter here. And then collect one of those 2 trees. That's what we'll do. Alright, so this should be the last turn. Get the wood, and... boom, it's finished. There we go. That is Emblem... And there you go, that's Emblem Craft. I think it was a pretty neat idea for a new kind of strategy RPG. Made in SRPG Studio anyways. It was probably a little weird, it's probably a rough around the edges in many places, but I think it was actually a pretty neat idea, and I'm glad I took the time to create it. So I hope you think Emblem Craft is an interesting use of the SRPG Studio engine. Here's all of the credits, and that's the end. See you for whatever video comes next, everybody.